Hello, I'm Brianna. Welcome to my life on paper, where paper and pictures tell my story. And today is the last Wednesday of the month, so it is off the board with pineapple papers, where we take a pin from our Pinterest board and use it for inspiration. This is the pin. It's this gorgeous heart in watercolor on a text background. And I'm playing along with series 17 of Chrissy's Beautiful Life in her 30 Days of Sketches. Today's sketch is by Ginger from Ginger's Corner. And I have a photo of Meredith, my middle daughter, on her first day of her big girl job after she had graduated with her master's. So here are my watercolors. I have several sets of watercolors. This is a very good set of watercolors from Amazon. And it's got several shades of blue. I don't have anything kind of like swatched out. So that's basically what I'm doing here, is swatching out. There's a black. Swatching out what I hope are blue colors, because I want to use different shades of blue, similar to the pin, but also I've got that kind of like a title piece. You got this. It isn't one is in my stash. It's on vellum, and I thought it's perfect for this. So I'm gonna jump in with this one blue color and make my heart. I'm just gonna go for it. I really didn't even think twice about it, which is really good for me. When you're doing mixed media, you just gotta jump in and go from there. I don't even want to say hope for the best, because whatever you come out with is kind of fixable, or it makes it your own. So you're going to see right away my heart is going to be lopsided, but that's okay. If I wanted it to be perfect, I would have made a template, and I wasn't looking for perfection. So I do a pretty um it I wanted it to be cohesive, I guess. I didn't want it to be I don't know why, but when I'm doing my first lines of my heart, I did it very linear. What's the word? Like simply. I didn't want like jagged edges or anything. As soon as I do that though, I figure, "Oh my gosh, you totally need jagged edges for this look of this heart." So then I'm going to kind of go back in and kind of make it a little bit messy. And then I'll come in with a second color and not be happy, because it's not on this paper that I have. And this is just from my stash. It's kind of a ledger pattern paper, and it's not watercolor paper. It's not meant for mixed media. And that's okay. I wanted the look of this pattern paper, but it's not going to allow for like blending of inks or anything. So I'm going in and I'm taking that second color and I'm making it kind of squiggly or sketchy, maybe you would say, and here's the third color already, actually. And I don't want it I want it to be darker in some spots and lighter. It shouldn't be the same throughout. And I'm just kind of going from the outside in. So here's my third color. These type of layouts are truly my favorite, when I can kind of go out of the box, and I know that no one else has a scrapbook page quite like this. And the other thing is just the playing around. So here I take the darkest color on the outside, and I'm like, I don't want it to look so like perfect. So even though it's lopsided, so I take that dark color and I'm kind of, I don't know, giving it a ruffle. And then once I do that, I'm like, oh, I don't like the way that looks. So then I go back in again, which again, it's all playing with the mixed media, with the watercolor. And I kind of take those ruffles and go the opposite direction. You can see me doing that now, until I kind of get everything the way I want. And then the next step will be to trim out the heart like it is on the pin. Don't tell anybody, but Off the Board is my favorite series of the month. And I know that I have the Stamp and Stencil Savvy group, but which is my second most favorite. But don't tell anybody that either. So, okay, so here is my fourth color. It's just a light blue. And that's really just going to be rough. It's going to get darker in some spots, lighter in some spots, nothing perfect, thick and thin, just to get it down. And then I'm happy with the way that looks. And I think it's after this. Oh, I just go back in with some dark. I'm just not happy with it. So uh, I keep going, which is okay with mixed media. The more layers, the better usually. So then I will go off camera and cut it out. And here I am back. Now, the thing I noticed, only in doing the voiceover and the editing, it looks like it's got a dent in the upper left corner. And it's definitely the outermost layer. But anyway. I didn't notice it when I was doing it at the time. So I do take, this is close to my heart ink. It is in outdoor denim. And I take that heart stamp from Amazon and I trim it out. I use the background paper of the heart. And then I'm going to use this heart journaling box from LA Studio. And I will take the same ink and ink on that leftover paper there from the heart, and I will go ahead and trim that out. And I remember, here's a, remember to move the paper and not the scissors. Makes it easier and more smooth. And then you can just see how fast that goes. I'm not being really super careful. I actually stamped the journal box crooked. It doesn't matter, because once I trim it out, you'll never know. I bring out this piece of paper. I think it actually is like from a winter collection. That's okay. You can't read the script anyway. And I'm going to trim that out. On Ginger's, there's a journaling box up there that takes up the whole space. My journaling box was small, so I just made that ledge there. I'm going to use the heart up in the corner. She used two hearts. I'm going to use this heart and a flare, which matches pretty well. It brings just, I think there might be a hint of purple in there, but that's okay. Layer these up, get them adhered down, and I think I have most of the pieces of my layout now together. I did grab a gray piece of paper for the background. White was too stark. I tried a light blue that almost was like too matchy-matchy, if that's even possible, because I do love a good monochromatic. The flare actually has like a flat back, but I always use this foam tape for my flare, so that's going to go on there to adhere it down mostly. But it's okay that it gives it a little bit of height as well. Check below in the description box, and I will have everyone that is listed that is playing along with Off the Board, and then I will also have the playlist for 30 Days of Sketches. There's a whole bunch of videos there for each day of the month, so make sure you check that out. I was a little bit nervous of flipping this heart over and putting the glue on the back because it was still a little bit wet, but I thought, oop, it's okay. It's going to cover up the spot anyway, and it was actually dry enough not to leave any marks. There is the photo of Miss Meredith on her first day of work after college, and then I'm going to place this. You got this. I'm trying to place it so that you can still see like some of the heart that doesn't have any watercolor on it in the middle. This I have for my stash. It says "You are sunshine." I thought that was perfect for her first day of work, and Meredith is sunshine. I'm using my white linen dilution spray. Then I'm going to get out some enamel dots. This is something that I often forget to use, but the flare actually helped me remember it because I wanted to put or at least one enamel dot on the flare. I have these teeny tiny little enamel dots. So I do put three on the flare, and because I've used three on the flare and there's a couple more left, I'm going to put some on the journaling box as well. The little tool I'm using is a Creative Memories tool. I think it's called like an everything tool, but it has come in handy more than once for a whole bunch of different things. These enamel dots are just so tiny, it's having a hard time, but normally you could scoop off a enamel dot and then get it down on the paper and not have to worry about, I wouldn't have to worry about fumbling with my big fingers. So the last one does give me a hard time. I think the adhesive ended up coming off. There we go. And so I'll just put a little bit of glue down and get it down. And that will finish the layout for me. So until next time, may your memories always have a home on paper.